Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank up my channel. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Really difficult to battle that YouTube algorithm. But we're going to be talking about Season 3 of The Titans. A show that's been a really mixed bag for me. And it's hard to want to lay in a bed when somebody shits in it so many times. There's some really great things about this show, and there are a lot of really bad ones. I've always enjoyed Nightwing, Dick Grayson. As you can tell, my shirt, my hoodie, I've got that back there on the wall. Nightwing is an awesome character. Dick Grayson, their depiction of him, their casting choices for Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, the Robin costumes, that stuff is pretty awesome. But there are a lot of other things that do not sit well with me about the show. I've never been fond of their depiction of Starfire, how they handle the character, how they don't really use Beast Boy to his potential. There will be spoilers to talk about. Positives on this one: the costumes are great, from Nightwing to Red Hood to the updated Starfire outfit that I still don't like. Cinematography and budget seems to be scaled up with HBO Max. Actual Titans dynamic, working together as a team, making a name for themselves. They feel more like a team. The energy is up. It's a bit more lighthearted, upbeat. They're not just slaughtering criminals. All the little Easter eggs in here, the look at the Batcave, multiple looks at the Batcave, Carrie Kelly, Stephanie Brown Easter eggs, introduction of Tim Drake, some might find neat, but I'm still not down with this casting choice or depiction of the character. Some history fleshed out from the death of Jim Gordon, name drops of Mr. Freeze, introduction of Barbara Gordon. I feel like some of the characters really behave more in line with who they're supposed to be. A few arguments can and probably should be made against characterizations of Bruce Wayne and Red Hood, cameos of the Joker, Gizmo, to well-betrayed larger role of Scarecrow, an actor that played Connor on Angel that I haven't seen since then. And seeing him here shows me that he's got some actual range, that he feels like a completely different person, so that's good to know. And I'm curious to see what they're actually going to do with the character, where they're taking him, because I have some ideas that he's strongly responsible for a lot of the stuff going down in here due to the inhaler, the kind of stuff he cooks up. The Scarecrow, not only does he invent fear toxins, but he also invents the fearless toxin. So I just think that he's got a really large role in here. Action sequences, effects, and gorgeous sets littered with Easter eggs. Some very dramatic moments. The usual darker takes, but characters have lightened up. Not as over dramatic as it has been, but still in some areas is. There's multiple tragedies that are very effective in execution in terms of acting, performances like that. Not so much story-wise. A lot of that stuff doesn't really make much sense. And aside from Jason Todd, Bruce Wayne, and the weird stuff going on with Starfire, the characters are likable, the story's pretty interesting, and it's going to be a struggle because I do have a lot of problems with it, as it has been to get through the previous seasons. Let's talk about the negatives. The negatives on this one: this show is still badly written. It jumps right from the death of Jason Todd to the arrival of Red Hood to the reveal of who Red Hood is. It's all done insanely fast to, it's less impactful that way with how fast it's done. It's also pretty head-scratching. Everything's flipped like a light switch, and it's a jarring shift to take. Jason Todd goes from reckless, arrogant sidekick to criminal mastermind. Not only full Nightwing, but Bruce Wayne. And Hawk, while not the sharpest tool in the box. It feels like he goes out of character, really goes out of his way to be fooled into the obvious. And that leads to some really disappointing, yet pretty well executed and impactful situation. Well executed in terms of dramatic, very dramatic, because Connor Kent gets there at the last minute, and also Dawn is the one who's ultimately responsible from it when she did all that trying to talk him down. Their methods are great for drama, for making you feel the weight of loss and all that, but it just doesn't feel that well written. Maybe some context will reframe that whole situation with better lighting, but as it stands, it's just a really jarring shift in character and not very well done. This season, this show does a lot of whiplash, knee-jerk character shifts to serve the narrative. Batman beating the Joker to death, and he doesn't know Jason Todd has a drug lab and substance abuse issues. Cops get Joker without Batman, because Joker likely turned himself in, just glowed about it so Batman would come visit him. But Batman beats Joker to death. Gone too far. I really dislike how they constantly go in that area. I realize this is not Batman's show episode. They did really convey how emotionally devastated it was, but still, I just don't like what they did with the character. I also don't like the casting of Tim Drake. What the hell is that? Gordon gives a great performance, the actress does, but she doesn't have the iconic red hair. Sell me as this is Barbara Gordon. There's a reason I complain about race swapping of characters and all that, because I want the characters to look and feel as authentic as they can, knowing that the story is going to take so many drastic departures and stuff, as is in here is the case. Alfred and Jim Gordon already being dead is still a massive disappointment, and I better get some flashbacks to them. It isn't until the third episode they figure out something interesting and great to do with Connor Kent. Beast Boy isn't where I think he should be at this point, and the actress that plays Starfire doesn't give convincing delivery on the loss of Jason Todd. Like, I just don't buy her dialogue or her feelings about it, and I don't really feel like Jason Todd was appropriately mourned in this series. They jumped right into, oh, we're dealing with Red Hood. Oh, wait, Red Hood's Jason Todd. You know, it would have been much better had it not been so abrupt and fast. That discovery would have been that much more devastating, but how quickly they get into it, it's just really poorly handled, in my opinion. Starfire's costume looks better this season. Her behavior is much better this season, but I'm still not buying the character. I still have so many problems with this show. The characterization and behavior of Jason Todd as Red Hood to everything to do with Batman. I'm not the big Batman fan. I'm more of a fan of Nightwing, Dick Grayson as Robin, the sidekick that goes on to be his own man. I don't think you should dismantle Batman to prop up Nightwing, and that's kind of what this show has done. It really tears down Batman to prop up Nightwing or Dick Grayson. Predictions are more so my hopes. If I were the writer on this series, this is what I would do. But since I'm not the writer on this series, none of my predictions are likely to become true. I would want to walk back the Batman Joker dead thing, Batman running off into retirement, Jason Todd being an overnight mastermind with no problem of killing his friends. Here's what I think. I think Jason Todd got the formula from Scarecrow. It's a fearless toxin, and it was meant to get him killed, since Scarecrow consults on cases for the GCPD and likely gets visits from Batman and Robin over the years. Plenty of time and opportunity to plan. The come-down effect might be a heightened sense of fear and paranoia with hallucinations, or he's getting dosed with a combination of both in rotation, which explains the split personality Jekyll and Hyde nature. Jason isn't a mastermind, couldn't retrieve his own body, and isn't in control. I find it hard to believe Batman would kill the Joker, be unaware of Jason's secret lab, or not look into it himself after becoming aware, which could have led him straight to Scarecrow, where Scarecrow could have used a toxin on him from behind bars to make him fearless or terrified, or a combination of both, after committing the murder of Joker. And if he was dosed before getting to Joker, it's possible, because the cops arrested Joker, that it was never really Joker that got murdered, that it was never even though it's widely believed it was Joker, Batman himself would have been under the influence of fear toxin or fear lust toxin and wouldn't have known himself. Joker also would lay low. If Batman supposedly killed him and is gone, it's game over. There's no more fun in it anymore. So those are my predictions. The Jason Todd Scarecrow stuff, I think, is the most likely explanation. But as far as Batman and Joker go, I'm kind of reaching there, because I just want them to salvage this thing, not have Joker dead and Batman a murderer running off into retirement. And when it comes to and also I don't want Nightwing to become the next Batman. Like, I was never fond of that. I don't want him to lose his, his own status as his own hero to just be a stand-in for Batman, because Gotham always needs a Batman. Don't want that, not interested in that. Let me know your thoughts and ideas, your predictions of where this is going, how it's going to turn out. Are you liking it so far? I would have to give all the episodes like a 5 out of 10, because there's a gap in knowledge there for me. They could really pull off something great, or it could just be as bad as I think it is right now. Hopefully the knowledge that we're missing is really great and pulls all this stuff together, weaves it together in a cohesive narrative that really pays off. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Stay awesome. Rock on.